Hi again, this is Gail Minogue with Numerology today and the effects of numerology, and to show you more about the understanding of the order here in numbers. And if you need to reach me, you can reach me at gailminogue.com. That's M-I-N-O-G-U-E, M-I-N-O-G-U-E, like Kylie Minogue, but it's gailminogue.com. And if you want to understand more about the numbers and your own life pattern, you can get Divine Design, how you created the life you're living, on my website. It is not for sale on Amazon. I do not sell on Amazon. I did that, done that, and no more. Anyway, let me talk to you today about this Roman Empire thing that is going on around TikTok, and it's sort of in the media right now, is the Roman Empire, and it's on people's minds. So I might as well mention about it. The one thing about empires, again, as everything has a cycle, I've spoken before about the 50-year cycle and the 80-year cycle. And this one is a 250-year cycle. And empires last about roughly 250 years. So people say, well, the Roman Empire lasted a lot longer. No, the empire was close to 250, a little bit under 250 years, but the Republic of Rome was 250 years, and it became an empire, which then itself was about 250 years. So it's like a village and a state finally became the United States. So you can't compare the empire to just simply the Republic of Rome. They're two different things. So the empire, if you go back to the beginning, which people do, they go say it's a 500 year. It actually was probably about 450. But most empires last to 250. And you can go back and back and back and back, and you'll see the different empires. And the United States is considered an empire. And it is going on 250 now. It's like 244, I think, something like that. So you can see the diminishment of it in the world's eye, the importance of the United States and its effect and its influence. And as an empire begins to die, that doesn't mean the country dies, but if you go back to the British Empire, that was 250, that died in 1950, and the United States took its place as an empire, okay? But if you go back to the birthing of the United States, which is 1776, so let's say 1780, and you move forward, you will see that we're in about the 244-year cycle of a 250-year cycle. So the United States, as you watch the world lose its influence of the United States, you will see that this is starting to play out, and that other countries are vying for position of power, more so than they have been in years. And one of the things that people will say to you is that the United States is so powerful. But why is it powerful? Well, they say it has freedom, and they'll say it has people with creative ideas. All that is true, but the reason the United States is powerful is because of its currency. It's as simple as that. Yes, we have creative ideas, and yes, we love our freedom, but if we didn't have a currency that ruled the world, we would not be the empire. So think about that. And as the currency loses its power, okay, the United States also will lose its influence. One of the things you're seeing now is the rise of a different currency. It's been trying to get forward. It takes a long time for a currency to really be powerful and be formed. And so the process that is going on now is about the second 10-year session of the currency. So this diminishment of the US dollar is now an actual condition. So you're seeing China and Russia and India trade using their currencies. So Russia, during this Ukraine war, has been able to trade its oil and so with India, using its own currency. So the more this works around the world, the more it works, the more it becomes more powerful, or an alternative to the dollar. And what they're trying, China, Russia, India, Indonesia, South Africa, Brazil, are trying to do is to have an alternate currency to the dollar. They've been trying to do this for years, but it isn't until now that it's effective. And it isn't until now where you see the beginning of the ending of the American empire. That doesn't mean America goes away, not at all, or that it's not powerful, not at all, but it won't have the influence and the power that it once had in the world. Just like British Empire ended, particularly from the fall of India. So say go 1943 to 1950, by that time, the empire was officially over. And, you know, the queen no longer could put her crown on other places in the world. It was, you had to leave countries, you had to get out of them. You couldn't be it couldn't be your colony anymore. So when India left, that was the beginning of the end of the empire. And so it did, but it's still a country, it still has an army, it still has a government, but it doesn't have the influence anymore. And so when you take a look at the United States, it's always going to have influence, but it won't be the only game in town. And once you can trade in another currency besides the dollar, it really diminishes the U.S. So the U.S.'s power is always tied to the use of the dollar. Don't kid yourself, okay? Because not a lot of countries really want to be a democracy, okay? And you're seeing that now. A lot of people tried democracy, it didn't work for various reasons, and they don't want it. Or they have more authoritarian influences, which is what's going on worldwide now with the authoritarian influence, not the U.S. democracy influence. And we have gotten tired of trying to go in and fix countries and try to teach them democracy. The public doesn't want that. And so we're becoming more and more, you know, what we don't want to be the policemen of the world, what we still are. We're the de facto policemen of the world. And people look to us. But once we lose the power of the dollar, we won't have the empire. And it doesn't mean we won't exist, we won't trade, we won't help, blah, 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 but we won't be the empire. So that's going to be, it's not going to be something where it's going to land in your lap one day, you're no longer an empire. It's gradual, just like the Roman Empire. It died out because it lost this, it lost that. It spread its wings way too far, way too far. It bit off more than it could chew, and it had to retrench. So now if you look at Italy, this is what's here is Italy and the ending of the Roman Empire. And you will have continual empires be built in the ashes of an old empire. And hopefully we advance as we create these new empires. But in order to make the world change, you have to end an empire because it cannot exist indefinitely, because we want to influence changes in human patterns, changes in development of the human being, changes in progress of the human being. So you have to get rid of the old empire in order to make these changes. So a new empire can be formed, and the characteristics of that empire will be then influencing the human condition. Just like the American power and empire influenced the human condition, particularly once we won World War II. Okay, go back to that period. The influence was very, very strong, and you're watching it now wane. And you will see America's influence has happened. It's gone its influence. It's coming now in the ending of its influence. And you see it. Okay? So as you see the influence end, another empire is shaping up to replace it. We don't know what that is yet, but it's in the the seedling phase of replacing this empire. And that empire will bring in characteristics that the people need to develop themselves more. Just like you had to bring in the American empire, you're going to bring in another empire. So it isn't a bad thing that empires end, but it's essential they do. So you can bring in new characteristics for the development of the human condition. So I hope this helps you understand when you hear these things about empires going around TikTok or whoever, and that, the influence of the Roman Empire, it's gone and done, okay? And you don't want to be near too much to the end of an empire like Rome, because it was pretty messy and nasty. But you're going to be seeing over the next several years some nasty stuff as the empire comes to not a demise, but a quiet ending. Okay, hopefully it's reasonably quiet. Anyway, we'll keep in touch. And if you have any questions for me, contact me on my website, gailminogue.com. And I always look forward to your comments, your input. It's very helpful. If you want to subscribe to my blog, which I have, and I don't share my subscription list with anybody, nobody. And so you're safe in doing that if you want to go to my website and put your email address in there, and I will get it to you when I do it. I don't do it every week, but I try to do it several times a month. And thanks for watching. Again, I look forward to seeing you.